and welcome to the Catalyst for Change podcast. I'm Liz Cook, Director of Communications for Support After Abortion. Today, I have the absolute pleasure and honor of speaking with Brad from Coalition for Life. We're going to be discussing Brad's current position and his experience personally seeing Viable live in Jefferson City. So thank you everyone for being here, and we're very excited. And Brad, welcome, and thank you for coming on today with me.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Take a little time, introduce yourself, and let everybody know who you are and what you do.
All right. Well, my name is Brad Baumgarten, and I'm with Coalition for Life St. Louis. We run the 40 Days for Life campaign here in St. Louis. We also do sidewalk counseling outside the abortion facility, and we also have a session called Women's Care Connect, which we connect abortion-minded women with the proper resources for their child. And I'm really excited to be on this podcast today. I'm very passionate about the pro-life movement, and I'm excited to answer any questions you got.
That's fantastic. Thank you, Brad. And thank you for the work you're doing with Coalition.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's start off with, you had mentioned that you'd seen Viable live on the steps of the Capitol building in Jefferson City, and that was after the Midwest March for Life. Tell me a little bit about your first reactions to the play and the impact it had for you.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So to be completely honest and open, when I heard that there was going to be a play that was going to happen, I wasn't really looking forward to it itself. I was like, oh boy, I know sometimes with this sort of feel that it can be kind of cringy a little bit. And honestly, I was pleasantly surprised about how down to earth and to real life and entertaining this play was. It was incredible to see the actors and the way that they were able to bring the play to life, even though the backdrop was on the steps of a state capitol building, and just the simple props that they use, how you can really enter into the real feel of the play. So I was not looking forward to it. I was there just to kind of fill an empty seat, but was very pleasantly surprised of how it impacted me. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really much of a guy to show emotion. Everything is kind of internalized, and when people ask me about things like, oh yeah, that was good, that was fine, but for some reason this play, it kind of sparked something in me, sparked a flame, sparked a bit of a fire, and it kind of got me more passionate, I'd say. And I think the way that it was portrayed, the play itself, the way that the actors presented themselves, and then just even the content, it was more down to earth than I was expecting. And that's what got me. It was the ability for this play to bring the issue down to earth and real to life that made me really engrossed in the play itself. And that's what I really liked about it. It sparked something that I really enjoyed watching and entertaining as well. So I really like that for that part.
That is fantastic. And I appreciate your honesty very much. And I think that it does.
Open book.
Leads to a great point, right? Is that when sometimes you've been in the pro-life movement for a while, and you go into certain events kind of expecting, what you've always seen. And so to see something that was so different and so refreshing and with such a beautiful message, and that can be impactful with 3 actors in 2 chairs, that is fantastic perspective. So thank you again so much for your honesty.
Yeah, definitely.
And so I did want to touch upon too, because at Support After Abortion, we are expanding our resources to men impacted by abortion. And we have the Men's Task Force, and we have an upcoming conference in October. So why do you think it's important? Everybody kind of goes right to, it's very important for women, especially women who have been impacted by abortion, to see this play, or women that are leaders in the pro-life movement. And need to be introduced to abortion healing. But why do you think it's so important for men to see this play, whether it's a man impacted by abortion or a man that's within the pro-life movement?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good question. And I think as far as coming from a male perspective, that we do have this inherent nature to be a provider and to be a protector. And with that, being a provider, being a protector, sometimes we let our own thoughts, our own passions, our own temptations get the best of us. And we kind of run with those temptations. And then we just kind of make the best out of a bad situation. But this play kind of gives the male perspective in a sense of, it's there, it's real, this could happen. Am I really living up to that nature of being a protector and a provider? I remember specifically, not to give away anything, but there was these issues that was going on between the two characters, the main characters there. And they were in a marriage, and they were kind of fighting back and forth. And the issue, of course, was this in-seated problem with that she had an abortion. That was what happened way back in the day. And with the male perspective, they kind of took a back seat to life, didn't let the marriage, didn't quite let the marriage happen the way that they wanted to, the way that he wanted to. The marriage, he was just kind of left on the back burner, and the marriage happened to him. He didn't control the marriage like the marriage controlled him. And you saw how miserable he was. You saw that he wasn't able to live out his nature as a man, as a protector, as a provider. And he just let his whole life just kind of go by the wayside for this. Instead of kind of taking responsibility and taking control of the life and protecting his future wife in order to have the child and to be a true father, he was always on the back burner, the sidelines. And through this play, I saw how that situation really was harmful to the guy, to the man. He was not able to live out his true nature as being a protector, being a provider for a happy, holy marriage in itself. And as a guy, you don't really think about it, right? Like, guys don't necessarily have their marriage all planned out and their bride all set for the next 10 years, or how the family unit's going to um, be glued together. But this play just said, this is what happens if you don't put family first, if you don't have your wife first, if you're not a protector, if you're not a provider. And this is what's going to happen from that. And when I saw that, I had to take a step back and, like, wow, you don't think about it, but when it's presented to you, how viable is presented to you, especially from the male perspective, you really start thinking about that. You really start thinking, how am I going to change my life so this doesn't happen? Even though I'm in the pro-life movement, and that is literally the last thought in my mind is abortion, but you get to step into the shoes of someone who had that happen. So then you can even go and talk to people, even if you haven't experienced it yourself. Like, I know that this is going to be an issue, that if you do decide to get an abortion, that the rest of your life is going to be impacted in a negative way. And Viable sets that up for you, that you have the visual of it, you have the emotional impact of it, and then you can even talk to others about it. And that was so cool about this male perspective in that Viable play.
I love absolutely everything about that answer, Brad. Thank you so much. And it's so true. And that's a lot of the conversations that we have, is that the voice of men has kind of been taken away, especially related to the abortion issue. So if there was a man impacted that is in the audience, it can inspire them to reclaim that voice. Reclaim, and not in a bad sense, but reclaim that authority over their life and their decisions, and really step up, right, to be the man they were created to be. And then additionally, if you weren't impacted by abortion, like you said, it could inspire you to just change certain aspects of your life, but also inspire you to encourage, that authority in other men and be the example for them.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, that is fantastic. That's great. So you touched a little bit upon the pro-life organizations too, and obviously you work for Coalition for Life. How does the message of Viable kind of align to the work that you do? And what would you say to an organization that, you know, is maybe a little hesitant or maybe a little nervous to undertake a sponsorship or a hosting of Viable?
Yeah, I do think that as part of what we do here at Coalition for Life St. Louis is that we are on the front lines in front of the abortion clinic. And to be honest with you, most of the time when we see people going into the abortion clinic, it's the boyfriend, it's the husband, it's the guy driving the woman into the clinic itself. So in my mind, what does that mean? It means that this guy is just not taking a stand for life, not taking a stand for his future family, not protecting the woman, but just kind of going with the flow of things. And as long as everything and everyone's happy, that's okay. Even though it might harm our future, of the future together with this guy and the girl or the husband and wife, whatever it might be. But as long as everyone's happy, well, we see how bad that can be, and we know how harmful abortion is to a couple. And so I see that if that guy in that driver's seat saw the play, was invited to the play, was somebody talked to them about the play, that they will just plant that seed in their mind and know, don't do this, right? Take a stand for your future family, take a stand for your girlfriend, for your wife, and there's other avenues to pursue. And it may just take that emotional side, which guys don't show, like, to be honest with you, that they don't show, but something will be planted in their heart. Something will have that effect in them just by that seeing the play. So if the guy driving that girlfriend in had that perspective, I mean, that will just change everything for them. And then also too, for different organizations who are hesitant to take a sponsorship or who are hesitant to have people fill the seats, because they may think to themselves, oh boy, it's just another play, another pro-life gimmick, just another event where people just want me to go to. There's the fact where you are not, how can I say this? It's not being presented in the same format. When you get a presentation in a different format, it's going to impact you in a different way, spark that motivation in a different way. And the way that it focuses a little bit on the guy, I know that that's the impact that it's going to have. And not only that, but it's worth the time. It's worth the amount of effort it's going to take to sponsor. And I guarantee you that you're going to walk away from Viable with a different perspective that you have not had before. Guaranteed. Because I know I'm the same way and it's impacted me for sure. And even crazy too, the way I saw it, there was wind, there were things blowing over, there were seats and chairs flying around, there was a lot of distractions happening there. It was just a crazy day. Even with all the distractions, it still impacted me in a deep, meaningful way. So I would say, please, go out and see the play, go out and see it and just see where God leads you from there.
Oh, I love that. And you touched upon it now twice, so I have to call it out, is how it speaks to the impact of the family, right? It's not just a woman, and it's not even just the man, but it's how they their family unit, and the family that they could have and create. And that's very pro-life, right? It's pro-woman, it's pro-man, it's pro-family.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely correct. The play just very beautifully and very simply depicts what shame and secrecy can do to a relationship. And once you release that, the endless love that people could have and the unconditional love that is exposed just by, giving light to that shame and secrecy. So thank you again. That was a really great point.
Oh, yeah. And you illustrated so beautifully.
So if somebody wanted to get connected with Coalition for Life in St. Louis, how would they reach out to you? What is the best way?
Yeah, that's great. It's a great question. So if you would like to, we go to our website, which is www.coalitionforlifestl.com. We have 40 days campaign that I know a lot of areas are having. That's going to be our fall campaign is going to be happening on September 22nd to October 31st. Get involved in that way for 40 days. We also would love to be able to have if you have any time to volunteer, there's a tab for volunteering, donations as well, because of course, who doesn't love that tab for that? It's the best way. Go to our website, check that out, or if you could, give us a phone call. And the number is, because I have it right here, of course, and that would be 314-827-4039, 314-827-4039. And give us a call. We'd love to connect, love to talk. That would be great. Also, we shameless plug as well. We have a benefit coming up, which is going to be in St. Louis Grace Church in Illinois, Fairview Heights. On one of them is going to be on Wednesday, which would be the July 28th in Illinois, and the other one, Missouri, Thursday, July 29th. Great speaker. Mike Williams is going to be there, along with more information about Coalition for Life St. Louis and all the great things we offer. So thank you for allowing me to do that little shameless plug.
Of course, of course. No, that's fantastic. And thank you for sharing. And certainly our July tour of Viable kicks off on July 9th in St. Louis, Missouri at the Cardinal Regali Center.
Oh,
2:00 and 6:00. I'm hoping, and I'm sure Brad and his team will be there. On July 10th, we'll be in Effingham, Illinois.
Believe it.
And the 11th will be in Bethalto, Illinois. And on July 12th, we'll be ending the tour in Alton, Illinois. For more information on that, please connect at www.supportafterabortion.com Viable for a complete listing of the dates and how to register for your free tickets through Eventbrite. We hope to see everybody there. Thank you so much, Brad. Thank you again for your honesty and just your amazing words on Viable. I'm so happy that it had such an impact on you. And I look forward to the 4 shows coming up. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity. I really appreciate it. So definitely, yeah, everybody out there, go see the play.
Thank you very much, Brad.